Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new PlayNow today with a game called Battletech, made by Harebrained Schemes and published by Paradox Interactive. This is a game I've been looking forward to for quite some time, and this is my second attempt at making a show about it. The first one was an hour long, that's the one I tweeted about a couple of days ago, and honestly maybe it rambled a bit too much and didn't cover the game completely, so I'm gonna try and do it again, hopefully. So if you're not familiar, Battletech is kind of the same thing as MechWarrior. It's a, well, it's made by this guy and some other people. That's Jordan Weissman. He founded FASA, a company that created Battletech, which includes MechWarrior. It made Shadowrun, it made Crimson Skies. And the studio that made this game, Harebrained Studios, is the one that brought us Shadowrun and Shadowrun Returns, Dragonfall, and Hong Kong. Also Guam Arcana and a Necro something crypt game that I don't really know much about. This game was kickstarted, if I'm not... yeah, it was kickstarted, and well, it's out now. And, oh, there's expectations to be managed with a game like this, and well, one of the expectations I had is that it would be technically apt, but it's kind of not. For example, if I were to change any of these settings, for example, enable the dynamic camera, which I heard that disabling it improves the speed of the game. It doesn't. But if I were to change any of these options, this would really be annoying, because the game always defaults to choosing full screen monitor 1 even though it's running on 2. Also, VSync will disable itself even though it says enabled. It may actually be disabled sometimes for no reason. And I'm not running this on high because I do not want my computer to melt. Technologically, it is honestly astonishing how poorly the game can be at times. And it's not just because of the overheating that it can cause, or the fact that the options reset. It's also because there's everything in the game takes 5 seconds too long to complete. Animations, there's a pause between animations, there's a pause between actions, there's a pause everywhere. There's glitches with pathfinding where robots will spin around and around and around and around to take one step forward and punch another robot. If you've seen our live stream, you know what I'm talking about. Our atlases were just stuck like one in front of another. They did not need to move, but they were spinning around and around and around and around and around for a minute. Well, not a minute, but about 30 seconds before they actually punch something. It needs patching. It needs drastic patching as soon as possible, and hopefully that will improve the situation. There's multiple ways you can play the game. You can play the multiplayer, for example, where you will need a Paradox account to access the multiplayer, and you can host a game. There's plenty of them. The multiplayer is only 1 versus 1, Lance versus Lance, so it's a maximum of 4 mechs versus a maximum of 4 other mechs. And you have a selection of maps to choose from. They're quite varied, I'd say. There's a bunch of them. Though, in terms of tactics, I wouldn't say they're fantastic. They're all open spaces, very, very few maps with buildings you can hide behind. Very little actual cover. On occasion there's some puddles with lava and stuff, but if you're expecting something that will give you an extra tactical thrill beyond what MechWarrior already gives you, no, it is beneath it in terms of map variety and map design, honestly. The maps are kind of disappointing. That's just what it feels like to me, at least. So let's go back, because I'm the one to play multiplayer this time. I'm just going to play single player and show you. Okay, it's been 5 minutes since I started talking and I still haven't showed you the game. So okay, let's go into the game. When you make a new campaign, you can actually... I hope that this doesn't reset any of my saves, because I just want to show the character creation to you. Because you can create a character and you have a bunch of options, and oh my god, it's still loading. Loading times, by the way, didn't mention this. They are terrible. They are terrible bad. They're abominably, bubbly, slow, bad. Very, very bad and bad. And I don't get it. I don't get why. The maps are not that big. The features of the game are not that super detailed. I know it's using the same models that they're using in MechWarrior Online, which is a CryEngine game. This is not a CryEngine game. This is a Unity game. It doesn't use the same quality level for the assets it should not be loading this badly, and sometimes it should be not be running this badly. And that's an intro, but I'm gonna skip it because I just want to show you the character creation bit. Hopefully. Okay, so this is your character creation. You can you're basically, you don't have access to the entire Mech Warrior universe, the entire galaxy, like you do in Mech Warrior Online or you will in Mech Warrior 5. You just have a small cluster like it's this in the Aurigan Coalition. You're gonna be basically embroiled in this well, I wouldn't call it a nation, this kingdom. This kingdom's really crappy politics system. You can choose your background. This will influence a dialogue option in the story now and again. That was honestly kind of disappointing up until where I got to. Let's choose this one. This guy is always going to be your mentor. He's a cool dude. Runs a Centurion. You can also choose the reason for which you left your homeworld. And this actually matters because this will give you a mech, which is always going to be the blackjack, sadly. And also affects your skills. And then you can choose an extra occupation for it that will affect your initial skill by 1 point. And well, this goes to the appearance and things that don't really matter. So let's go back. You may think, okay, that's an interesting way to start a game. So you get to choose your background, you get to determine some of your skills. Yeah, the skills you get, you can basically outspend. You can basically get any of those skills in like after the first mission, because the experience cost. I'm going to show you the skill tree soon. It's a bit of a disappointment, honestly. The skill, not the game itself. The game itself, I'm enjoying. I just wish it was better and more of it, more in terms of tactics, more in terms of what you can do with your mechs and what you can do with your mechs both in combat and outside of it. Also, what you can do with your party and stuff and things, and the loading time should not be all that good. Each shot of another cannon after the first suffers a recoil. Yeah, recoil. So this is my second ship, the Argo, which I got after a story mission. Oh, one very important fact. If you're gonna start playing the game, you may see that on occasion you will see up here a priority mission, because I'm not giving spoilers. At some point in the game, well, when you start the game, you are basically broke, and the bank has you by the shirt and curlies, as they say. But someone comes in and buys the debt and says, hey, you're not gonna have any restrictions now, but you work for me. You're free to do what you want, but when I say go, so when a priority mission comes up, you come to me, because I'm gonna need you. And the first time I played the game, which was, actually, what day am I on now? Does it show me which day? Week 79, yeah. The first time I played it, I actually thought that priority missions meant, okay, go there now. No. No. Good God, no. Never go to a priority mission first. Priority missions are just there. They'll always be there. They're the story mission. If you go there before you are ready, even if you succeed at doing that mission, after that you're gonna be kind of screwed, because what happens after kind of requires you to have, well, better mechs, better trained pilots, and equipment. So let's take each bit one by one. This is where you can hire your pilots. I honestly would have expected there to be more pilots of higher skill. This Kickstarter backer at this level. Actually, the last time I played it and rushed for this mission, I actually found pilots with higher skill than this. Maybe it's randomly generated, I guess. So there's that problem. Let's have a store that you can find in the orbit of most planets, and they'll let you buy different kinds of weapons. I hate this inventory system. This system. See, you can't in this mode. You can't group weapons by You can't, for example, I'm gonna just select the ballistics. It's showing me ammo and weapons the same place. I can't sort them by caliber. I can't sort them by, does this have something other than standard? Because you see, there's a plus here. The plus means that it's made by a different company, a different manufacturer than the just generic one. See, GM, which is generic manufacturer. It's made by Defiance, and Defiance gives me a +2 bonus to accuracy. And there is no downside to it. I haven't seen any downsides to manufacturing bonuses. They're always positives, which I feel may be a bit of a non-used potential of the game. Like, they could have added something like, oh, this gets +5 accuracy, but there's a chance of jamming. There's no chance of jamming in the game. Also, these do not fire like the ACs I know from Mech Warrior Online. They fire like the Clan ACs or the Ultra ACs, which fire a burst of caliber 2 or caliber something sniper out of cannon. Yeah, that's I don't think there's a Gaussian game. I haven't found it yet. They fire a burst of bullets. They don't fire just one bullet, which is... It's, again, I'm not all that familiar with the base Battletech rule set, so this may be more accurate to it. I mean, it's directed by one of the guys that made it, so probably is. Simple one I got with the lasers. You can sort them. So, for example, big lasers before medium ones. Then at the end, there's the PPC, which is a gigantic laser. Well, it's not a laser. It's a gigantic energy weapon. Equipment. You've got upgrades to buy. Okay. +2 injury resist. Yeah, I should actually get this. Because I kind of need it. Because my people get injured a lot. And one of them actually died. No battle mechs for sale currently in the shop. But this AC2 would be nice actually to get some. I actually may get it. Actually, I'm not sure if I have any mechs that use AC2s so far, but I'm going to get into it. So back to contracts. If you see this thing here, that means it's on another planet, and this company will actually pay for you to move to that planet and do the mission. Otherwise, you're going to have to spend money yourself to get there. This is the difficulty. Tool skulls, yeah, it's something I can easily handle at this time. The last time I got here, I couldn't. And when you negotiate a contract, for example, you can choose, well, you can choose what to focus on. Do you want payment? Do you want salvage? Or reputation? Reputation means that you will get the more money after a certain time from your missions. It's kind of a shame that they don't actually show you the reputation you currently have with this faction. For example, you have to go here to see your reputation with each faction. The game really wastes your time with the interface quite a lot. It should just have maybe pop-ups when things like reputations are referred to, or things like this is your mercenary, your review board reputation. It affects both what missions you can get and what pilots you can get. But you don't see that here, do you? Like, you will see on occasion people that will not work for you because your reputation with the mercenary board is too low, but that doesn't show up here. To go here to see it. It wastes your time, and I don't like my time being wasted. Now we're gonna go to the Mech Warriors. One of them's injured, sadly, and it'll take a while for them to heal. This is Behemoth. This is Decker. This is Glitch, who sounds, I swear, sounds exactly like Betty from Crimson Skies, but without the southern accent. And this one is me. All of these guys need a salary. You don't. You also get to decide how much you want to pay them. You can pay them more and get more morale. And morale is used as a resource in-game for special actions like aiming and, fiming, precise aiming, and, well, basically improving their turn or improving their initiative. That's all it's used for. It kind of feels underused. This is your tech tree button. This is your skill tree. It's horrible. For example, I can't actually see what this gives me. You may think, oh, it must give you just a linear progression of this stat. Yeah, this one does. This one doesn't. For example, if I were to choose this one, yeah, it gives me +12 to something. But if I were to go to this guy gets +1 evasion here. See? This one gives you something extra that none of the other ones did, but I don't know what. It's bad enough that it's a line, so it doesn't really allow me to diversify things, but it also obfuscates what I can actually choose. The big ones are, let's see, now everybody's pretty much skill up. At each of these levels, like 1, 2, at the 5th level, each of these skills will have a special ability. For example, Bulwark means that you will gain guarded from the front if you stand still and you take less damage. This one gave me evasion, extra evasion. So when I move, I'm harder to hit. This one gives me multi-aim, which is kind of a useful skill to have. You'll always be fighting more than one entity, and you can only have 2 of these. But and then you can only have, I see at level 8, you will only be able to have 1 of these, like Breaching Shot, which ignores cover firing with only 1 weapon. Or you can have this, Master Tactician, which gives +1 initiative to any mech that you're piloting, which is amazing. You can have an assault mech that acts faster than pretty much any. It'll act as fast as a heavy mech, or it can have a medium mech with the same initiative as a light mech, which is great to have. But it's not really all that great. I mean, there is nothing to assign. There's nothing that affects sight radius. I think not. Maybe one of these at the end will affect sight radius. Currently, the only way to add sight radius is to actually improve the mech. There's not a lot to it. And you don't have skills for mechs, if you're wondering. No, there is just these. And when you compare this to the skill tree that you have in MechWarrior Online, my god, that game is amazing by comparison. And keep in mind, this is the tactics game. This was supposed to be the thinking man's game. The tactics one. The one with, you know, slow progression and careful planning. Not the action game. Not the online shooter. It's less... It's just the lesser one, and it's kind of sad. So let's go to the mech bay. Currently it's not upgraded, so I can't fit more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mechs. I'm gonna have to upgrade these, by first fixing the ship. I'm gonna get the ship soon. Let's well, a lot of them are being fixed right now because I just got clobbered in the battle, but that's okay. I won, and I got this Jaeger mech too. You don't get mechs by just capturing them in combat. You have to make sure that when you take them down, you don't just blow them out completely. If you take out the head, most of the mech is going to be intact and you can rebuild it. You can rebuild it out of components. I've got bits of different mechs. When I get 3 of them, I can actually make a complete mech. For example, I got most of a Panther, most of 2 types of Locusts. I got some quick draws around here, some other Centurions, a couple of fire starter bits, and you cannot sell these. At the end, when you actually get... eat your salvage, you will be told that they have a current certain value, but you can not actually sell them until you have a complete mech, and then you realize, oh, it's actually not worth as much as the mech, as the components, the entire mech when you sell it. But that's how MechWarrior works. You always get shafted when you sell stuff. So let's customize the this Jaeger a bit. Refit. It's got loading screens everywhere. So this is the Jaeger. It's meant as a, the game calls it a sniper and direct fire support. It actually shows you what the standard loadout for it would be, because it's actually based in the lore. Like, it's heavily entrenched in the lore, like pretty much everything related to MechWarrior ever was. You will get a standard from the manual build of it. What a specification of what it's meant for. It's meant for long-range sniping. But let's say I want to make it into a Jaeger bomb, which is a Jaeger with two AC-20s, because I do believe that this is the JM6S. This is my Jaeger bomb in MechWarrior Online, I think. But I don't have any actual AC-20s to put on it, sadly, so I can't turn it into a Jaeger bomb. I'm gonna have to find some Jaeger bombs. I also don't have enough armor around here. You may notice something that. Yeah, this looks a bit like MechWarrior Online's loadout screen, but there's a couple of things missing. You can change the engine. You can change the targeting system if you have missiles. You can change the armor. It's kind of sad, actually, because you're limited. You're a lot more limited in the way you build your mechs and the way you spec them out than you were in the online shooter, which is something I didn't expect from the tactics game that's an adaptation of the board game. It's kind of sad. I wanted more. I want a lot more. And that's how it goes. So let's at least equip equipment. Let's add cockpit mod. Oh, I can add an arm mod. What? Oh yeah, this does melee damage. One thing that has over MechWarrior Online is that it's not built on a trash engine, which for multiplayer Christ is kind of crunching kind of is, and you can actually do melee because it's turn-based. So I can put this up here. You can only put the mods in the head. So if you have a slot for something in the head, you're gonna have to choose either the weapon or the mod for it. And let's install it. And everything you modify in the mech will take several days. Taking out something like an AC5 will take around, and mounting something else would take around 5 days. So you have to manage your time carefully and I mean very carefully. Usually it's best to do all of these when you're in transit, when you're going from one place to another. I'm going to get to that soon. Let's go to engineering, where I just got a new character that's far over there. Characters, by the way, they're... if you're expecting them to be at the same level of something like Dragon Age, I keep saying Dragon Age, of Shadow and Dragonfall, don't. They're not that interesting. They really don't do much. On your first ship you can't do anything, but on your second one you can make some upgrades, you can change some things that will give you more morale, that will get you, give you the ability to well, fix things faster, heal people faster, and even train your mech warriors at a rate of 20 experience per day. Which is, yeah, it's kind of nice, because when your people start dying, you don't want to recruit greenhorns. You can pretty much stick in the guard simulator and turn them into tiny cars or something. This is far. You can talk to people in your base. I haven't actually talked to Faras in this playthrough of the game. Patching up the Argo must be an enormous job. How you do it? Something. They also have names underlined with this color for some reason. How much did the Lady Arrow pay for this? Something a lot. House Cartantella, and this is more story-related stuff, so it's not all that important. The characters that are in here, they're kind of pointless. And the only one I actually had some fun with was Yang.
Need something?
He tends to say some funny stuff from time to time and always has a deadpan expression. The other one's not. What's sad is I expected more interaction, especially with the mech warriors. The mech warriors are talkative. They talk a lot in the missions themselves, but they're completely non-interactive outside of them. Apart from the rare, and I mean completely rare, random event. I've gotten 2 of them in this playthrough. 2 of them in over 400 days. In week 79. That's a year and a half. 2 random events in a year and a half. Jesus. And the random events, well, they do sometimes take into account your, not just your background. Actually, I'm going to go back to Mech Warriors. Not just your background, but theirs as well. So, for example, criminal. Well, Glacier was a criminal. Well, that's sad. Federal, brave. And I believe, where is that guy? Yeah, Decker was a spacer. I think he had some. One of them had a ability, well, a background of something that was technically related, and allowed them to do a thing to increase the space on the ship without incurring penalties. But someone else didn't, because they got the same random event twice in 2 different playthroughs, and so I basically got only 1. No, I didn't get any new events in this playthrough. A year and a half into the game, and I didn't get any different events. So I'm starting to think maybe they're not that random. Maybe they happen at predefined places and they're kind of boring. So let's go to navigation now. This is your pilot. She'll be flying a ship. This is just some guy that showed up, and this is the map of the place you are you're going to play in. You originally start here, and you cannot really move beyond these 4 planets. These 4 systems. Then you expand to around here, and now I have free reign of every place because I think I have my own jump ship or something. So I can go pretty much anywhere, and every planet has its own economy, its own contracts. It's not just the contracts that you see available. Those are just in radius. I can go to any place I want and do contracts there. You can only see any... Is this Steiner space? This doesn't look like Steiner space. Well, you can make contracts for anybody you want, and you're embroiled in the well, the politics of this region of the world. But let's not get into that currently. Let's have the captain's quarters with your finance, which is basically at the end of the month, do you want the... You basically just pay what you owe and decide if you want to give more money to your pilots for next month. That's your whole budget. It's... Honestly, it's a little bit kind of simplistic. And I'm going on to... It's almost been 20 minutes since I started talking about this game. I still haven't showed you the actual combat, so let's actually get into it. Also, save as often as possible. The game has the tendency to crash sometimes. And also it will have the other random events. Well, the dice will screw you. The dice will screw you always. So let's go to back to contracts and see, pick something out. Actually, this one would be good, mopping up, but to get it, actually I'm going to show you maybe this one, because it's a better value, same difficulty. Yeah, let's negotiate this one. Okay, I want money. Oh yeah, salvage. If I didn't mention salvage, the 2 means that you get to choose which 2 bits you always get, and then you're gonna get a maximum of 8 at random. Let's... yeah, so I actually don't need that much money right now, so I'm gonna get more salvage, maybe. I can't get reputation from this mission, so let's just leave it at default. Okay, we've taken that mission, and now we're going to go in transit to the other system, and as time progresses, our mechs will be fixed, they will be repaired, they will be refitted, and oh yeah, you can only work on 1 mech at a time, so they will always be in order. I believe healing actually takes place in parallel, so that's okay. Let's start play. Spray. You can buy things while you are in transit, but you can look at them at least. And there was an AC-20 I could have bought. Oh, an LRM 10++. Didn't see that. SRM 6+. Didn't I see these earlier? Huh. Must have missed them. Actually, no, because there was an AC-2 with a thing on it. Am I already at the year system? I don't think I am. Or maybe it, yeah, I think the I forgot the inventory changes with time, so they must have got a new inventory. We're gonna go to a jump ship now. I actually thought at first that this was a jump ship. Turns out it's not. It's just a bigger drop ship. And we're going. Ship upgrades almost done. And bam. We are gone. I'm actually surprised that this worked, because usually the effect that accompanies the travel between solar systems tends to be a bit, well, tends to run at no frames a second sometimes. Okay, so the game has problems with performance. Let's go to ship upgrades and upgrade something else. So let's actually fix the ship completely. It's gonna take a while. And progress with time. In terms of difficulty, I found it to be kind of even, though it does get a bit repetitive due to the maps not being all that great and the objectives being kind of the same-ish. Now let's proceed to the thing. You're gonna get the contracts usually have random missions that are taken from a I would say a pile of missions. Gonna give this to her. Actually, I should give it to this guy. No, actually she would do better with it, because she's a better shooter, I believe. You're a better shooter, right? Yes, you are. You are a much better shooter at distance, and this guy has missiles. So things should be fine. Okay, let's deploy. And going down the mission. The story missions are pretty fine, like they are not from a random seed. They will always be the same. The layout will always be the same. The enemy composition will be the same. But for the contracts, they can be a bit more randomized. If you load a contract twice, for example, you quit out of it and load a, let's say from before the contract will then not have the enemies in the same place or the same composition of enemies. And I wish there was more to them. Like there could have been more to them, honestly, but maybe it's because I've been spoiled by Shadowrun Dragonfall. I kind of expected it to be a bit more like that in terms of story, in terms of characters, in terms of the tactical combat you could do in that game. But you don't have that much freedom in this game. You don't have drones that you can use to scout. You just have a sensor sweep that ends your turn when you do it. Well, not a sensor lock. This guy has a sensor lock. I'm gonna show it to you. Let's go around here. Come on, go. The good thing is when you are not in actual combat, you can move these guys freely, free enough. You don't have to adhere to their what do you call them? Their turn order. But everything does take like about 5 seconds more than it should. And there's no option to increase this animation speed. And now I think the enemies were moving, that's why it was doing that. Okay, objective is to kick ass and take names. Okay, so let's do that. Let's sprint all the way up there. With our Century. Okay, that was a Jaeger. Okay, and I'm gonna use the sensor thing. And it's kind of a pointless ability. And you're gonna see now why it's pointless. Okay, I'm gonna This will lock the enemy. Well, it's not in range, so I can't really do that. I can't sprint there. I need to move, so I can then use the ability. I'm gonna go there. Okay, I'm gonna lock this thing to my sensors, and it's gonna be pointless. Sensor lock, and now it's good because it's seen. It's gonna engage combat. And I lost the lock because that only lasts 1 round. 1 round means until every one of my guys moved. But since combat engaged, it basically ended the previous turn. So that was pointless. That was completely pointless. And it's annoying. Because this should not end your turn, honestly. This should be like you can replace a move action with this. Because in your game you can either make a move action 1 that can either be run or a simple move. You can't double walk. Like if you can't walk once and then walk again, if you decide, oh, I can actually move more because there's nothing there. No, it's got kind of a couple of limitations that are a bit annoying. I'm gonna reveal this guy again because this is a beefier mech and I wanna actually see it. And it is a Wolverine. Okay, it's actually not as heavily equipped as I thought it would be. Now I'm gonna get my Centurion. Move it here. You may see that these little arrows, these are evasion. The more you have, the harder you are to hit. It's presumed that because you're moving, the abstraction is, the idea is that if you're moving fast, you are harder to hit. So that's why it's important to always be moving or have the bulk something ability that when you're standing still reduces damage like by 50%. You can press guard, which does kind of the same thing. Okay, now it's Glitch's turn, and I actually sprinted there instead of moving. So let's go here with Glitch. And you can hear them a bit. They do have dialogue. Also, you do have cover, like in trees. You are a bit harder to hit. But one thing I don't like is that, well, I can't show it now because I already moved, but if you mouse over your weapons, you will see statistics with damage, stability damage, because if you hit an enemy hard enough, they will tip over. You have your accuracy and you have your heat generation, which is very important to know. But you don't see the range. It tells you range very long, but it doesn't show you, like, at all. One thing I loved about MechWarrior is that MechWarrior Online has always showed you the range when you were looking at something. You always knew the range of your weapons. I want to see that here. I want to mouse over a weapon and I want to see an overlay of that weapon's arc, of that weapon's accuracy and damage threshold. That's what I want to see. Again, it's kind of baffling that the tactics game is less in-depth about, well, the tactics than the online shooter.
Here we go.
Let's hit it, and it actually hit well. Cool. Now, this chance is based... Well, it does contain a degree of random bullshit to the point where, in a previous mission, Behemoth was in front of a... and I got hit a bit, was in front of a big gate, like a gate the size of, let's say, was kind of the size of this wall, and she was right in front of it.
Picked up a blip.
Oh, there's another mech. And she had to shoot her laser at, well, it's kind of the same, it's this robot, see? It's got a laser here. See? And she just had to shoot it straight at the gate that was basically right here. Something just got hit badly. Oh, it's just Jaeger, so okay, it's okay. Jaeger, I think, can take a few hits. But what do you think happened? Did the laser go like this and bam, blast the gate and shoot it? No, the laser just went like, boom. There's a degree of random bullshit in the game that should not be there. I know it's random chance, but some chances should not be up to randomness, because there was no scenario where that could have failed. Maybe she, I don't know, accidentally pushed a lever and I don't know, spilled some coffee on the console and that's why she missed. At least say, oh, fumble, or show me the dice roll, because that's the kind of random bullshit that shouldn't happen. Or when a mech is just flying flat right next to you, you somehow miss when you try to step on it. I'm gonna try and show you melee as well soon. But first, let's shoot this Griffin. What? Well, kind of a lot of stuff. We got... Actually, I should move first. Oh, we should be on the move. Okay, one thing I forgot, Jaeger mechs don't have a jump jet, so I can't really make her as mobile as she was with her Shadowhawk, like Decker has. Okay, now that I moved, I'm in range of the lasers as well, so nice knowing you, Griffin.
Roger that.
Yeah, most of them missed. Kind of much. I mean, it wasn't a high chance to hit anyway, so it's okay. It's okay. I'm not mad. At least that means I'm gonna get to show you more combat and melee. Let's go to Decker now. Now Decker has missiles. Missiles are cool and they are range dependent. I'm gonna if I want to move, like, it does show you a range. It doesn't tell you for what weapon each range is. Now, if each weapon had a color and this arc thing would have been colored depending on weapons, yeah, because you're gonna see that some weapons have some mechs have different nuances of gray on their movement scale, but it's still not clear exactly what does what. Now I should actually focus fire, maybe fire on this guy instead. Yeah, I think I should do that. This guy is also kind of almost overheating. Maybe if I had a flamer on me, I could have actually done something. Oh, he's unsteady, so that means one more hit and he will fall over. There's a Jenny. Jenny from the block. Jennies can be really powerful in game. The camera, by the way, the camera has tendency to lock onto the previous target, even when the target is being shot at as a different one. And like I said, everything takes like a couple of seconds more to do anything than it should. Okay, I'm gonna shoot this guy. I can actually aim. I'm gonna do fine aim on this guy and try to hit the head. Probably miss because I have a really low chance to hit the head. 60 in the face, in the chest I mean. That was a good hit. And now because I have a special ability I can also move. So I can turn. Okay, so I can't turn. Okay, I thought I could turn. But no, after I move in... I have an ability that lets me move after I shoot. But in that move action I cannot turn my mech anymore, which is kind of annoying. Because I can't get them to have different like I can get them to do this manually. This is just an animation that means nothing. It's kind of sad because you see this is a shield. This was meant to take the pounding that this arm cannot. So it's meant for me to be able to rotate and take the brunt of the attack. I can't do that. So the Centurion is basically...
Good to go.
It takes even away... because the rules are so simplified, they're so... they're not that great. It even takes away from the lore of the game. And I think these are the weapon ranges because I have a PPC. And a PPC, it's not an ER PPC. I haven't found any ER weapons yet. Maybe they're going to show up later. They have a minimum range. You can improve that, thankfully, in the pilot skill. Pilotry. But other than that, it's not really that interesting. Okay, let's fire just 2 weapons because third one would overheat glitch as Vindicator. So let's fire. Because I already used my my morale for that precise aim, I can't precise aim again. But I did hit the head this time. And you will find that the head of the mech is easy to hit. Usually with the missiles, a bunch of missiles will absolutely hit the head of your mechs and will need your pilot to be actually hospitalized. And I think they show me, oh my god. Jesus. She got cored. Is she dead? No, she's actually perfectly fine. She just got cored. Wowie. That Jaeger... Okay, maybe I should have put more armor in the center of the Jaeger mech, but the default loadout, that's what the default loadout was. Can't really improve upon it much because I can't do things like change the engine, so it'll make it a bit slower, but you know, more resistant. Wow. At least she's not even injured. She's just straight up unconscious. Like that was an amazing hit from, what was the Wolverine? I think so. So this guy already moved. Let's try and do. It's probably going to be a horrible. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Like I said, the placement of the enemies may be random. So I should have. Actually, next time I'm going to place, I'm going to go like here and deal with these guys first, so these guys don't trigger. They basically trigger like pods from XCOM. It actually resembles playing XCOM a bit more than I wanted it to resemble XCOM. Honestly. It's still a game I like, but I just wish there was more of it. More in depth, just more. Again, maybe it's because I got spoiled by MechWarrior Online with all the things it has now. Because it's been in development for quite a while and it's gone for some really jagged, I mean horrible periods. But for the past couple of years, MechWarrior Online is fantastic. And maybe this game will be too. I mean, once they patch it, once they add the inevitable DLC, once they make the director's cut. Oh my god, the director's cut of this would be great. There's the Jenny, and it's gonna shoot my Vindicator, and I'm probably gonna blow off a hand. No hands were blown off. Now, one thing I can do now is because the Jenny's right above me, and I have jump jets, I'm gonna jump on the Jenny. Now, this will actually damage my my feet, and there is a skill upgrade in the pilot tree because I saw it on a wiki. Of course, I did. No information about it in the game. That will actually reduce the damage you take on your feet from doing an attack like this. So here it is. And the camera really didn't... Camera didn't really do its job, did it? Okay, I should probably disable the interface during during cinematic things like this. But the camera should have sent it better. Also, there's a hunchback there, and I want to talk a bit about the hunchback. See, medium laser. Jesus, this is a... Okay, so yeah, this one actually works. The thing is, sometimes, at least in I noticed this in the live stream, I blew up a mech's right shoulder, like right torso, and this was actually still in the game. Like this giant bit, that wasn't blown off. So it looks like they're using lower quality versions of the MechWarrior Online models because those ones had more accurate deformation of the models. Can I jump? Yeah, I'm gonna do a double jump. Oh, and by the way, if you have a support weapon attached, like a small laser or machine guns, they're not useless because they will auto-fire like this. See? It'll auto-fire after a melee or a death from above. It'll auto-fire and you can do stuff like that. So there are some fun bits to it. Now, it's hard for me to express this, but I'm a snob for MechWarrior. And to me, this doesn't completely scratch the itch I've had. Because I've been wanting a game like this since they announced MechWarrior Tactics, which was cancelled because the publisher back then of the MechWarrior franchise in general was kind of horrible. That's why MechWarrior Online sucked for a while. And this doesn't live entirely to my experience. It's still an okay game. Like, see, it has things like falling down, and yeah, when the mech falls down, everybody's gonna have a free aimed shot at him, so this is gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad day. This guy's gonna kill him again. Oh, right leg. Oh, right arm. They blew up. I probably wanted this mission a bit more cavalier than I should have. Didn't, oh, he's dead. Now, your main guy can't die. I'm actually surprised he got away with only one injury. Oh yeah, and there is overheating. The AI actually plays well. The AI will focus on the most injured guy you have. Like, initially I thought to myself, in an early mission where the enemy was supposed to blow up some buildings, it concentrated on me instead of blowing up the buildings. I thought to myself, oh, okay, the enemy doesn't go for blowing up things. It just focuses on... No, it doesn't. When it sees an objective like a convoy you're supposed to protect, and it sees one lonely ship, one lonely car that's unprotected, it'll just blow it up. By the way, there are vehicles in the game. There are tanks that you can absolutely stomp with any mech and they'll blow up magnificently. And now it's just Glitch and Decker. Decker is actually too slow to get there, but I want to punch him. I'm going to show you a punch. So when Glitch's turn comes up, next turn I'm going to punch this commando and show you what melee is. Let's see, can I get in range of... I'm gonna get in range of the hot boy here and punch him in the face. Well, punch him in the face with some lasers. LRMs are not gonna do diddly at this range. Chance rate is horrible. Why is this? Okay, target size, target move from mineral field. It's because I'm in a mineral field, so it's because of this thing. This gives me a decrease. It's the idea is that it decreases my accuracy because my footing isn't safe. See, I actually like this bit. This is actually something I don't see all that often. The mech actually holds its foot up there, so it'll have a footing. Sometimes you'll just see them floating in midair. Like sometimes you'll see them do this. See? But sometimes you'll see them actually do this. Which is nice. And quite fine. Okay, let's fire everything at them and maybe do some damage. Oh, structure exposed. I got the right arm. Oh, the left arm. That's the left arm. I got a PPC on it. The Panther is probably going to fire PPC at my... Yeah, see? It actually shot her, but the camera focused on my last target. That's what I was saying. The camera movements, the mech movements, they're all delayed a bit and a bit awkward. And that can add up. Like, when you're playing it for hours and hours and hours, and I am hours and hours and hours into it, it gets annoying. It gets very annoying. I'm having a stability warning, so that means I'm gonna have to actually go and punch something, but this guy moved. But no, didn't move enough. You can even choose where to punch him, and again, because of armor distribution, like on the back, they have less armor usually. You can punch them in, you can attack them in places where armor is, you know, that you already penetrated a bit of it. I can't actually attack him from that side because I don't have enough movement points to turn then. But I'm gonna attack him from this side. Okay, let's do that. Attack. And she's gonna go up there. She's gonna punch him, and then I'm gonna fire a laser at him. And okay, she kicked him. Kicking is good too. And bam! Beta man. It's actually funnier when you see a little mech just trying to... When you see a Jenner trying to headbutt an Atlas, that is just precious. When you see something with actual hands, not cannons instead of fans, trying to punch someone and just clobbering them to that end. Oh, that was painful. Central armor in the back is just gone. Yeah, this is gonna be a complete failure. I'm not gonna keep this save. I think the game's supposed to have an Iron Man mode. You can pretend it's Iron Man mode whenever you want to. It's not actually like something is actually stopping you, but you won't get any advantages from it either. So everybody's gonna die here. Everybody's gonna die. Now I think this time I actually covered everything I wanted to in just 50 minutes instead of an hour, which I didn't really cover everything in that hour. But yeah, this is Battletech. It's 30. Is it 30 bucks? I'm gonna look and make sure it's 30 bucks. Maybe it's 40. No, 30 bucks. Frostpunk was 30 bucks. This is 40. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'd say it's still worth the money. I just wish there was more to it. Again, I'm coming from the perspective of a snob. I want more Battletech. More of the lore, more of the more play options, more tactical options, because again, everything's in open space, and well, let's face it, it's using XCOM style gameplay where things really shouldn't be able to shoot through things. You will see lasers go through hills to hit something. Yeah, see that bit with the eye? That means that I shouldn't have direct vision. I have indirect vision. I have indirect fire because I can't see my target clearly, but it is tracked by another unit. See, that's what the eye means. But you're gonna see projectiles go through obstacles that should be covered, but they're not. It's not as polished as I want it to be. Kind of expected. I mean, Shadowrun Returns was kind of a steaming pile of crap in certain aspects. But Shadowrun Dragonfall, my god, it's one of the best games ever made. So let's at least punch somebody in the face now, and end the show on a high note. Oh, if only that other mech was in my face. Okay, I headbutted him. Went for the headbutt. Well, at least he did that, like he did knock down that enemy. the knockdown was important. You can also get a kill disable mix by killing the pilot. Like I once made a superb just face punch through the if you've seen if you know Judge Dredd comics, imagine that, like the punch, like feel the fist of Dredd or something. Imagine that, but done to a mech, and she's down.
I'm gonna need a medic.
She's not dead though. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. She just needs to get up and get these guys guarded and ranged. She'll be fine. Oh, by the way, when you guard, you don't also get you don't get just a defense bonus. You also get well, some of your heat dissipates, which is good. So it encourages you to move around and guard and not just fire constantly with all you. It's not just about alpha striking, which I know is gonna piss off some MechWarrior Online founders. Oh man, I remember the discussions about, well, if I see you first in MechWarrior Online, I should be able to alpha strike you and kill you instantly. That's how Counter-Strike works. People that never understand MechWarrior really bug me when I try to correct it. But this isn't the case. Like this is made by people that understand it, but just haven't implemented all of it yet. Okay, I want more of it. See, they just stepped on me and hit me. Like I've missed heavy mechs when I tried to stomp them with medium mechs. It was annoying. It was very annoying to miss somebody at that range.
Good to go.
Stand up, and I'm gonna punch the hunchback in the back with what's left of my arms.
Back on my feet, Commander.
Punch him. Come on, Glitch. I should call you, just call you Betty. And she kicked him again. She went totally this is Sparta on his behind. And now everybody's probably gonna die. Oh, he got up. And he's going to... nothing. Oh no. The camera panned the wrong direction. And yeah, just stepped on me. Like I said, the camera goes... a camera is broken. Camera doesn't work properly. That's why I disabled the dynamic one. But it's still... like, there's still a slowdown between animation. See, that guy's going backwards. So we're going to turn around now and then shoot somebody else. See... why don't I have... yeah, and Shashi... the camera... the camera stepped here, but shouldn't have stepped there. Come on, is it my turn yet? No, it's the Panther's turn. Will the Panther punch me? No, the Panther's gonna shoot me in the back and kill me. Yeah, she's dead. Now Glitch is super dead. She's dead. She's Red Dead Redemption, the sequel. I'm gonna try a punch again. I have one arm. I'm going to end this show with a punch. I need to punch something.
Let's go.
Come on. Show me a punch. Yes, yes! Yes! It didn't, nothing blew up, but at least it was a punch. And they shot in the knee. Well, that was it for the PlayNow. Still an hour! My god, I cannot make a show that's shorter than 1 hour of Battletech, but at least I feel this one was better. So, this is Battletech. I like it. I just wish it was more in depth. I wish it didn't make MechWarrior Online, the online shooter, seem like the more tactical alternative. Because honestly it is. It is a far more tactical game than Battletech, the tactics game. Even though this is a turn-based tactics game, and a part of the reason, again, I've said, is the maps. They're all like this. Like, there's very, very few city ones where you can hide behind buildings, where you can use actual cover to your advantage. And viewing distance is kind of off. Ooh, I just got completely clobbered there. Like, massively. Ooh, that was beautiful. Time to pull out. Mission failed. Never failed one before, actually. I wonder what happens now. We'll find out together. When the game actually loads, and again, this is going to be an hour-long show. Man. There is a lot to talk about in the game. Well, yeah. Well, one thing that happens is that the rating board says you kind of sucked at here, and yeah. Somebody came so highly recommended, you let us down. Thanks for nothing, I guess. Well, bad fate effort. If you retreat or fail and you not complete at least one objective, and defeat at least one enemy, the attempt is considered to be in bad fate. You will not be paid. You will lose reputation. See, this is a fine, great detail. I wish there were more great details in the entire game, and oh, they both died. That's okay. Oh, she got 5 injuries. Yeah, the game is kind of... I think you can get 4 injuries and still not die, but the 5th one kills you somehow. I'm not entirely sure how that works. But she got away scot-free. How did you get away with no injuries? Like, your center torso exploded. Behemoth, what are you made of? Well, I think maybe she used the cockpit mod maybe saved her life. Like, protected from injury. I think that was it. Maybe that was it. No salvage. And nothing, at least didn't crash. Gonna be back soon with a, well, more PlayNows and more shows. And again, we do live streams on Dlive regularly. You probably noticed there was a new show with this week because I was kind of sick, but it's gonna be back next week. But hope you enjoy the podcast, which is gonna be, I'm gonna try and make it weekly. Like, that's the idea, to make it weekly. We'll see. Loading times, come on. Come on. Just load them. Just load it. It's not that big. The ship isn't that detailed. Decker has died. Lich has died. Yeah, I'm going to repairs to actually use them. And it's the end of the month, and I can choose the morale. Let's not pay them anything. They'll suck. Goodbye.